Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are returning subscribers, thank you for coming back to watch this video, another book review. I'm glad to have you. If you are new subscribers, thank you for clicking to watch this video in the first place. I love you so much. Thank you. Have you ever bought something and then when you got home, you're like, why did I buy this thing? What's the essence of this thing? Was I just into buying this thing? That is one of the reasons why I am reviewing this book, just to help all marketers, all salesperson, right, all CEOs, all employees to be able to tell powerful stories. Today's book is All Marketers Are Liars by Sales Godin. All Marketers Are Liars by Sales Godin. If you can recall back, you will see that when companies like Apple rather, and Samsung want to release a new phone into the market, they do a product demo, a phone demo, where they do a webinar, like they show all of the interiors, the functionality of the phone, how powerful the phone is. They preach the message of the phone to the community before they tell you the price of the phone. What they are trying to do is to tell beautiful stories about a particular phone, right? And so that you can be convinced or be moved to buy it or wanting to buy it. This is the whole essence of All Marketers Are Liars by Sales Godin. Sales Godin says that the best form of marketing is marketing by telling stories. That is the best form of marketing, really, because stories make it easier to understand the world, and that is how ideas are being spread in the world, right? If I come and tell you that, science says this, right? The earth is 114,000 meters square, right, in length, and 15,000. You might not remember. That's just basically true. But if I tell you that, do you know that when you take like 7 steps from your house to the front of your gate, if you are living in Lagos, right, or the distance from Lagos to Ibadan is 14 meters, and that's exactly the distance of the Earth or the radius of the Earth in the planets, right, in the solar system, you would likely remember that distance because I made you compare and contrast the solar system distance with your normal traveling from Lagos to Ibadan, right? Because I make it familiar to you. So this is why stories are powerful, and this is how stories are being shared, are being spread in the world. So Seth Godin shared 8 facts about great stories, or 8 facts that makes up a great story. Number 1 fact is that great stories are true. They are true not because they are factual, but because they are true because they are authentic and they are consistent. The number 1 fact is that great stories are true. So if you are telling a great story, you must be truthful when telling that particular story. Number 2 fact is that great stories make a promise or gives you a promise. For example, when you're buying that particular iPhone being demoed to you by Apple, right, there's a promise that comes with it. Like, this camera gives you a better, clearer image. You don't need to have a photographic shoot, right? That's what they call photo shoot. So for your birthdays, with your iPhone, you can have a perfect photo shoot, right? Then you convince yourself that, I can always have shoots every day of my life. I always have photo shoots every day of my life. When I buy this phone, right? It's as simple as that. Great stories make a promise. Number 3 fact is that great stories are trusted. Great stories are trusted. You would always trust them that, Apple know what they are doing. Apple they are doing the right thing. So you'd always trust them because they're telling great stories, or because they've been telling you great stories right from time. The 4th fact of great stories is that great stories are subtle. You do not know when you make the decision to buy that particular phone or buy that particular item, right? They are subtle. You just make a subtle decision, a very quiet inner decision that is usually fast. And by the end of the day, you will discover that, I do not actually need this phone. You understand? Great stories are subtle. Great stories happen fast, right? The 5th fact is that great story happen fast. And the reason they happen fast is because they are trying to make first impression, because first impression matter most when you're telling a great story. For example, When you watch the Indomie noodles adverts that they do for children and adults, you will see that the first 5 seconds is what they use to catch your attention, right? The first thing they say that mommy, 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 it grabs children's attention, it grabs the parents' attention, right? You're able to focus more on the ads, right? On the 30 seconds ad, because the first 5 minutes has made an impression on you, right? So that's another fact of great stories. Great stories are fast. The sixth fact of great stories is that great stories do not appeal to logic. They appeal to your senses, right? For example, if you live in Lagos and you enter public transport, right, you will see people telling you inside your public transport like, oh, this drug can cure headache, this drug can cure tuberculosis, this drug can do this, can do that, right? And you see people buying it. The reason is because they will probably tell a story that, oh, when I was having backache yesterday, when I used this drug, I discovered that my backache went instantly, right? And not only that, I saw that I was able to sleep early and properly. I was able to sleep properly after taking this drug, right? And when I woke up, I saw that I was not feeling pain that I would usually feel on days that I did not take the drug, right? Because you probably are in the shoes that, oh, I don't sleep early and I feel pain all over my body because of daily commutes, right? Of workload, right? You will be moved to buy the drugs. So they don't appeal to your logic, they appeal to your senses. So if you're a marketer, a salesperson, a CEO, you want to tell a great story, you must appeal to people's senses first. Tell stories that appeal to people's senses first before appealing to their logic. The seventh fact about great story is that great stories don't contradict themselves. Great stories don't lie about themselves. That's the reason why we have products with bad reviews, right? Is because one way or the other, the salesperson or the CEO has contradicted themselves about that product. They've overhyped the product, so the product contradicts themselves, and people are angry and they give bad review in that process. You don't want your product, your company to have bad reviews, right? So tell stories that are authentic, that are true. The eighth and final fact of great stories is that great stories appeal to our worldview. For example, if you are a lady that wears trousers and I'm someone that sells skirts, right? And I come to meet you that, oh, do you mind, like, oh, from the beginning, wearing trousers for ladies is wrong. You should not be wearing trousers, so come and buy skirts. Because that is not your worldview about what women should wear, you would not believe me. You would not accept whatever I'm saying, and you would not agree, or you would not even bother buying from me. You would not even give me a listing, yes, because they do not appeal to your worldview. So if you are a marketer, find people that your products are in their worldview, right? And preach the stories that agrees with their worldview to them. These are the 8 facts of great stories. And you must learn how to apply them in telling the stories about your product. So why is telling stories so important, right? Why not running of ads, right? I know people say that, oh, let's run ads, the likes, and then, oh, digital ads is now what is the common goals, right? From the beginning, right, in the year 90s, in the 90s, right, people were running the TV boom, people were running TV ads and the likes. People that companies that had the money, like they got a lot of sales from TV ads. But as time goes on, or as time went by, there was a surge that everybody now had the money to run TV ads. People that don't have the money will go and borrow the money to run TV ad, and then that market became saturated. So people no longer watch TV. Even right now, people don't watch TV that much, or people do not get informations from TV, from watching TV, right? And so sales started reducing. People running ads by TV, radio, and the likes became very, very useless, right? So this is why stories are important. We're in the era whereby people want to hear stories first, not facts. People don't tell you your products can do this. Tell me stories instead, right? Don't just tell me I can do this. Tell me stories about how you've done it before, how you can do it right now. This is why you see Insta blogs, CNN News having so many views, because people want to hear stories. And we're in that era. So this is why it is important as a marketer, as a salesperson, as a CEO, that you tell your stories. For example, my friend, as at this time of speaking last week, she won a grant for a company. She's building a diabetes product, a digital product for diabetes patients where they can monitor their health. And then during her pitch, while I was watching, she mentioned that when she started, she was like, "Oh, my uncle had diabetes and he got to know about it late. And then I am a nutritionist. I could not help him early. It was almost late that would have lost him because we didn't know about it. So I created this product to help people be able to monitor their blood sugar level, monitor their blood pressure, thereby giving them prerequisite or insight that, oh, you are close to having diabetes, you need to go to the hospital for a check and the likes, right? When I compared her story, how she said the story with emotion, with passion, right? Compared with other people that came and like, oh, our products can do this, our products can do that. I swear that the reason why she won that grant was because she told a beautiful story that everybody could relate to. Others were just talking about facts, right? So this might be important for you if you are running a sales pitch, right? Trying to raise for your company. Tell stories about why you started the company in the first place. Tell stories about what your company is doing, what it is achieving, the milestones that is going to hit, and why it is important that your company exists. In conclusion, don't just tell stories, right? Don't just tell facts. Tell stories. Tell stories that are remarkable, that are consistent, that are authentic, right? This means that you have to build products that that forces you to lie, right? You have to build products that by themselves will sell themselves because of what the product is particularly doing, right? Apple do not need to tell much stories about the product. People by themselves will tell Apple stories for other people. And you will see where people like, my phone is better than yours. I'm using an iPhone 14 Pro Max. It's better than yours, nowhere else in the world, right? Because they felt it, they've used the product, they felt it, and they could tell stories about it. They're saying it with passion. My phone is better than yours, right? Indomie is a very fast food. Children will say, I want Indomie. Mommy, I cannot eat rice. I don't want to eat rice. I want Indomie. Right? Because Indomie told them a story and they are now telling the stories to their parents or to other kind of people. So if you run a company, if you're a salesperson, tell beautiful stories. This is an amazing book that you have to read. In my opinion, I'm giving this book a 9/10, right? Because this book was unnecessarily long, right? I wish it was just about 120 pages there apart and then we close the book. We understand stories, how to tell beautiful stories, right? There were a lot of a little bit of extra that were added that I didn't consider important. But in my overall opinion, if you're a marketing person, you need to read this book. Thank you. Please like, share to your friends, your families, every salesperson you know. Tell them to come and watch this video so they can learn about 8 facts about telling stories. See you in my next book review. Please drop comments for me. What did you learn about this video? What have you learned from my videos, from my book reviews? Drop a comment from me. I want to read from you. Thank you. God bless you. See ya.